I'm joined here today by the one, the only Sugar Sean O'Malley, set to fight Eddie Wineland at UFC 250. What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing good, not a lot. Just we leave for Vegas tomorrow, so just packing, getting the meals prepped for the week, and doing a couple errands before we leave.
That's right. How are you guys getting to Vegas? Are you going to be driving or are you going to be taking the airplane?
Driving.
Yeah. Did you choose to do that because of the everything that's going on? It's just easier. I mean, why? It seems like a little bit of a drive for you.
No, I've my last um, four fights have been in Vegas. We just cruise up. It's only 4 hours, and then we have our own vehicle
Oh,
there the
okay.
whole fight week, and it's super easy.
Oh yeah, sounds good. So listen, man, have you been locked down like everybody else, or have you had a little bit more freedom?
Yeah, nothing changed for me. Nothing at all. Nothing was different. I mean, if I didn't hear about the coronavirus, I would have never known anything was really different, to be honest.
That's pretty good. It feels like for some people, you turn on the TV and it's like "Good morning, coronavirus." So I guess it's pretty lucky for you.
Yeah, definitely. Just you only can pay attention to so much throughout the day, and that's not really a worry for me, at least.
And so with everything that was going on, you mentioned no worries. Were you worried at all about not being able to fight soon
Soon
enough,
enough,
or
or
was that something you weren't really worried about?
no, it was sweet once they got those fights going. That made me fired up. And once Dana said he's getting those fights going, I was pretty confident in him. He would be able to get the job done, and he did. So UFC, I wasn't injured. I told him I wanted to fight as soon as possible, and just this card worked out perfect.
Yeah, so it must have felt pretty great to get a quick turnaround too, because I believe it was about 3 months since we last saw you, especially considering that big break you had before.
Yeah, 3 months pretty much to the date. March 7th and then June 6th. So yeah, it worked out perfect. And my whole career I've fought. This feels normal now, fighting back to back like this. This is what I've done my whole career.
And so we know that with your last fight, the big thing that was going on is I feel like you were the most called out man in the bantamweight division. Everybody was going for you. We saw Brian Kelleher was talking to the media about it. Is it fair to say you're the most called out man in the 135-pound division?
I think so. I got called out I think 9 or 10 times when I was out for those 2 years. But yeah, that just means I'm doing something right. That's the same thing happened to Conor when he was rising up. Everyone was calling him out. Everyone wants that fight. So yeah, that's probably fair to say.
And so you did end up getting Eddie Wineland and, of course, his glorious mustache. What are your thoughts on your opponent as you kind of head into this fight?
Um, no, I don't have too many thoughts about him. His hands are low. Um, I'm accurate. I'm faster than him. I'm better than him. I don't see it any other way. I don't see how I can lose unless he clips me. That's always a possibility when you're wearing those small gloves and you have someone that throws bombs like him. So other than that, him getting lucky and catch me, I don't see him beat me any other way.
And so what was your reaction when they came to you and told you that Eddie Wineland was next? Like, was this who you were hoping for, or are you at this point where you just want to knock him down and just keep rising?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I thought it was a perfect fight for me, right? It was like, hell yeah, he's coming off a win. I'm coming off a win. Let's do it. That's a perfect name. He's a vet. He's got a lot of experience. I think it's a perfect next fight for me.
And so we know that someone who was calling you out, like we mentioned earlier, was Brian Kelleher. Was that fight ever realistic? Was that ever on the table, or was that just something that was kind of going around in the media and on social media a little bit?
He's pretty persistent. He wants that fight. I don't think. I mean, that's a bad matchup for him. If it happens, it happens. We'll see. I'm really focused on Eddie right now. I gotta take him serious. I know Brian's fighting Cody Stamen on the card too. So if it happens, it'll be nice. Kind of go out there, get to shut him up. But I don't take anything personal. He's just doing his job. He doesn't have a very good following, and so he calls out the guy with a following. It makes sense, and I don't like I said, I don't take anything personal. So if it happens, it happens. If not, it don't matter either way to me.
And so what do you think about the matchup against Eddie Wineland? Obviously, I'm sure you see it as a great matchup for yourself. What do you think about it?
I feel like I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. That cage is small too, so I don't know if that necessarily plays in my favor, but he's gonna come forward trying to hit me, and I'm gonna be countering. I have the best footwork in the game. I'm super accurate. I'm fast. I'm so dangerous right now. I'm healthy. I had no injuries this entire camp. I had no I'm basically back-to-back camps from that last fight. Didn't miss a day of training. And then we were right back into camp for this. So I just feel it. So everything's going so perfect. Just can't wait to get to the fight.
Yeah, I assume you must feel pretty good right now. You get these fights lined up, everything's back to back. Looks like your career's back. Everybody's on your side again. I assume things have got to be going pretty well in Sugar Sean land.
Yeah, it's always going good. Even it's your mindset. So even if things aren't going good, you can still it can still be going good.
And so one thing I'm curious about, which I think a lot of people are curious about, we saw that you went viral with the Contender Series. Snoop Dogg, of course, O'Malley, all that good stuff. Are you in contact with Snoop Dogg at all? Is that something like, have you guys formed a friendship out of that moment? I mean, is there anything still with Snoop Dogg?
No, I think it was a pretty cool moment. I'm sure Snoop's had a lot of fucking cool moments, but something about fighting that's just really cool that I think that moment will, stick with him for a long time. I think I'm probably his favorite fighter. I could say that, but no, I don't know. I haven't talked to him much since then. That was a long time ago, I feel like. So I don't know. We'll see if anything comes about. Maybe when I'm champ, maybe he'll walk with me out or something.
And so the big thing we talk about with everybody under quarantine, the barbershops were closed, so people weren't able to get haircuts and stuff. But it looks like we're working with something a little bit unique with your case. Got all these colors going on. Tell us what's kind of going on with your hair currently.
It just happened. It woke up like that.
Yeah. Was it complicated to do? Because I assume you got to like separate everything. You maybe use the paintbrush and all that stuff. Was it complicated?
Yeah, it took about 10.5 hours.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my girl
why is it
does
taking
her.
so long?
She's like a black belt in hair. So, cause we had to bleach it, get it completely white, and then separate it, do all the colors and the treatments, and make sure the curls gonna get messed up. So she did a lot of work, took a lot of work, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
And so is it like the tattoo? Is it something where you just, with the heart tattoo, where you just realize, like, I don't know where the inspiration hits, like, we're going to go ahead and do this, or was this kind of thought out?
I thought about this actually a while ago, and it never happened. Probably a couple of years ago, I was like, oh, it'd be sweet to do my hair like that. And then I was playing Xbox with a couple buddies, and they were they're like, you should do your hair rainbow color. I think my buddy Schmitty said it. And I'm like, all right. And I don't think they thought I was serious, but that night I went and did it. We got it done.
And so is it fair to say for the fights that we're going to see some colorful cornrows come fight night?
Yes, absolutely.
There we go. Were you worried at all with the combination of cornrows and bleaching your hair? Were you worried about it damaging your hair at all, or is it just, it's just part of the process?
No, I think the quality of stuff that Danny used for my hair is like super high grade, the most quality stuff you can get. So, there might be a little damage to it, but it's actually really healthy. The treatments used and all the stuff used, it was meant to keep it healthy. So I don't think there's gonna be really too much negative effects on my hair.
There we go. Like you said, black belt, so we wouldn't expect anything less. This
Exactly.
fight with Eddie Wineland, what does this do for your career? Let's say you go out there, it's just like the last fight, you get the big knockout and everything. What does that do for you at that point? I assume, like, you always get a ton of, like, a big following after your fights. But what does this one do specifically, you think?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go out there, knock him out, and people are gonna say he's over, he's 30, he's old, he's too old, he's blah 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 blah. Because always gonna be. I could go out there and knock out, a top 5 guy, and they're gonna say something. So that's just part of fighting. That happened Conor's whole career too. Like, you go out there and knock someone out, and there's but this that. So after I knock him out, I think I'm gonna fight another tougher guy and just keep climbing the ladder. I really do think a couple more fights I'm gonna be fighting for that belt. There's just nobody in the division that kind of stands out. There's not that standout guy that we're like, I want him to be the champ. So I think I could be that guy. I think that people are gonna be like, that kid with the crazy hair that's knocking everybody out. I have legitimate skills. I'm not just getting lucky winning these fights. I'm not getting lucky doing. I'm extremely high level, and I feel like this fight's really going to be able to show that.
And so I am curious about one thing. What does your social media look like, from the fans? I assume you're a well-liked guy. You have this big following, but I assume with that also you get a lot of shit talkers. What does your social media kind of look like?
I don't really see the shit talking too much, honestly. I don't read all the comments, read all my messages and stuff, but the stuff I do read is always super positive. And if it is something negative, it's fun. It's fun if I can just think of something off the top of my head that'll, kind of burn them down a little bit. Just comment, maybe. But the people that comment negative things, it's you gotta feel bad for them more than anything. They're obviously, you're not gonna see someone that's really happy, that has a good life, that's excited about life, that's gonna go comment something negative on someone's post. So, you gotta feel bad for people that comment that kind of stuff.
And so we hear you mention Conor McGregor a lot and how you sort of compare your career to his. At what point did you realize that you could sort of start comparing yourself to him and, take the positives from his career and use it for yourself?
Well, I've always kind of thought that I was gonna blow up and be a superstar. Before Conor blew up, I thought I'm like someone's gonna really blow this sport up. I thought I was gonna be that guy, and it was Conor, which was sweet to see that happen. And it's just his career went so good, and there's things you can take away, things that probably shouldn't take away from his career, and it's just I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. I think a lot of people hate on it though. Some people say you're not Conor. You want Conor want to be like that. But I think I'm just doing me.
So looking at Conor McGregor blowing up and stuff, the big thing people mention is the fact that he has the big following from Ireland. Of course, he's always shit talking. He's got the funny accent and everything. Do you have to put on a funny accent and start shit talking? Like, is this the next step at this point?
No, I think a lot of people like Conor so much because he is who he just was himself. He's funny, he's witty, and his accent and all that. So I don't have to try to be anything. I'm just gonna be myself, and fight night, go out there. And that's the most important thing, is showing up and winning, and being in camp, being in training, not just kind of training. I don't go out and party. I don't mess up my sleeping schedule. I don't eat shit. I'm doing everything right to become world champion. That's what's most important. And I'm being myself.
And speaking of fight night, what kind of fight are you expecting against Eddie? I think it's fair to say, looking at it from the outside, that we can expect sort of a stand-up battle from you guys.
Yeah, if he shoots, I'm going to choke him 100%. I think he's going to, like I said, I'm going to come forward, back him up. He's going to throw some bombs. I'm going to counter and knock him out. I just don't see the fight. It's just hard to say much more than that, because that's what's going to happen. I don't see it going any other way.
All right, that brings me to my last question. Kind of an obvious one that I'm sure you've heard a million times, but you must have an answer for it. But how do you see this fight playing out against Eddie Wineland come UFC 250?
A first round knockout or second round knockout. I don't see him getting out of the first round, but definitely an early knockout.
All right, well, we look forward to it. It's going to be a great fight. We look forward to seeing the colorful cornrows as well. Thanks so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for getting it done so quick.